So hello there and welcome to Ívar's Fly Workshop. Today we are trying a pattern by a friend of mine who is, his name is Jón Sigurðsson. And this pattern has not been published unless in one magazine here in Iceland, like 10 years ago or so, but nowhere else. But I have few of those originals by in my boxes, which I got from Jón while he was alive. It looks like this. It looks like a tiny little minnow, and it's called Sægreifi or sea baron. And we will be using like a Matuka wing on it. And I'm taking those rooster feathers there, which I already stripped, ready for it. And you use just simply the it's like a gray brownish feathers with softer ones. It's like kind of like a scrapyard fly actually. He's just using scrapyard stuff, but it's an awesome fly. And we attach that to the end of the hook shank, and that's the tail of the fly. And this is number 8, size number 8 hook, or like a regular traditional streamer. It's okay to keep the tail a little bit bulky because it has this material has almost the same effect like the marabou. It's very much alive in the water, but it shrinks like quite a bit as well. So the tail is in its place, and the tail and the feather for the wing I will suggest to use the same or very similar colors. We are using a silver wire for the rib. It's an uni silver wire, and the wire is like important because it's a Matuka wing, and we need something to attach the wing down to the body, and the silver wire will be the stuff to do that with. Those are the hooks we are tying it on. Those are RX classic streamer. It's number 8. And we are tying this fly with an 8/0 black 8/0 uni thread. And the body material, we are using a Vivus. It's called Vivus Iris, and it's both silver and like a blue silver, like a blue minnow. And I take like quite a good strand of each and split them like in half in the middle. So it basically means you are just quicker making the body of the fly. And pay attention to that. You can make the body just with all of those materials that are shiny and blue or shiny and silver or shiny and even pink or green. That's just your selection. But this is how Jón originally tied the fly. He tied it with either silver or blue or mixed. We are doing it with a mixed color today. And we will be attaching that to the hook shank. And we wanted to end right there by where the tail starts. And then we get the thread to the front of the hook. And start to wrap the body around. And as you see, this is like a very fishy fly already. It has this sparkling, glittering something that you want when you are fishing for sea trout. This fly is originally tied by Jón. It's probably 10-12 years back. It's not older than that. And it's meant to catch sea trout first and foremost. And I presume it's gonna catch something else as well, even salmon. And yeah, now comes the Matuka wing. I have 2 feathers which I already stripped like one side of, and we lay them together so they're like mirrored, and we will go through all the process of doing the Matuka wing. It's gonna be no cutouts or anything. I don't know if some of most of you are probably familiar or have heard about Matuka wings, but this is how I learned to do it. There are a few ways to do it, but the Matuka technique has kind of probably been replaced with the sunker technique, or the sunker wings, since the sunkers it's more dense and it has like more material on it and it's more visibility and stuff. But you take the feathers like this, and where you want the back of the fly to start, you hold the feather there, attach the stems, and you have to hold the feather like firmly with your left hand, in my case, my left hand, and then the wing is on, except it's just attached in one place. And one very handy thing to do with the Matukas is to get some saliva on your fingers and wet the feathers. And as you see, it looks like a fin or a back fin on a minnow or a baitfish. And now we are taking the silver wire and we use a needle to pinch through the wet wing and make a way for the wire, like so. So you pinch through there above both of the stems and comb it through. Then you separate them, like intersect the wing, and take the wire in between. And once you have the wire down there, you cannot just release the wire, because it will release everything it holds, and that's something which we do not want. Then we repeat the process by making another gap for the wire, and we just squeeze the wire there gently through, and then we will repeat that again just in the front. So it's like, I don't know, 4 millimeters between each gap. That's like an appropriated length for this size of a hook. It of course depends on the size of the hook and the size of the fly which you're making, but this is what Jón taught me. And I tell you guys, Jón was an unbelievable angler, and even more amazing fly tyer and fly designer. He had so many good flies, original patterns just designed by himself. He was like I say to people, he was a mastermind, absolute mastermind. And it for me as a fly tyer and a fly fisherman, it was pure gift to be like granted that, to be growing up in the same village like Jón lived in. And as a teenager, he taught me the stuff I know and which I'm sharing with you guys on the channel. That's his work, more or less. So bless his memory. He passed 5 years back. And like I always said about Jón, you cannot argue with Jón about angling, because it would be stupid to be arguing with Maradona or Ronaldo about football. Jón really cracked the code, I tell you guys. Now once we finish the Matuka wing, we take the stems of the feathers and trim them off like so. Then we try to get the scissors in the ankle to like minimum the space the stems or the rest of the stems is taking. Then we will be snipping off the silver, and then the fly is almost ready. We have to build up like a head on the fly. And we need like a hat on the fly like this size, because there will be painted 2 eyes on it, either yellow or white eyes with a black eye stone, and or a black eyeball. So we are finished with that, done the whip finishing stuff, and get the thread away. That's how it looks. And we are not painting those eyes on in the video, basically because there is another video particularly on how we do those eye paintings. So I'm not gonna repeat that here. Then the last step is the feathers. And we have to slide as you see, you'll see it better on this side now. We'll pick up the feathers and slide the scissor. You'll have to see where it is and kind of comb away the other fibers. Then you slide the scissors up to the body and snip it off. And then you will see how the wing and the tail, it merges. It's almost like it is from the same feather. And it looks like a really good Matuka wing. Now the only thing left is to give it a coat of varnish. And like I told you, this is just one of many which Jón designed. And I will be sharing all of them. Every single fly I knew from him. I'm probably the angler that knew Jón the best of all. So I'm also trying to pass on his skills and knowledge which he taught me. That's one of the purpose of the channel. And of course to open the dimension of Icelandic fly tying for you guys out there who are not Icelandic. That's why we keep it in English. So the sea baron or Sægreifi is ready. Beautiful fly, isn't it? And I want to say just thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel. There will be lots of new material coming on soon. See you.